So now we are on the Okta admin dashboard. So here we see all the admin like features of Okta, what the things we can, what are the activities we can perform using all these features. Okay, so by default, Okta provides us within. So there are different types of administrator roles in Okta, like how we have with any other application. You will have for example, if you go with the Linux operating system, root is the super admin. Like with root, you can do anything. Like you can create a user, delete a user, you can manage anything, any users you can manage, you can do anything with. Likewise for Okta as well, there are different administrators, like how in the organization we have like a help desk admin, we have IT admin, we have sales for we have report admin, group admin. Likewise Okta will also have different admin privileges. So based on the user's role, you can assign those admin roles to the user. Let's say a user is an help desk help desk engineer. So for that user, they only need access to reset users password or unlock like to manage users accesses. So you can just provide them the help desk role, where they can lock, unlock, relock, provision, deprovision user access. They can manage all those things. So if we go to the, if you see the Okta admin dashboard, the first page is a dashboard only. So here in the dashboard, it's a just a view only kind of a view only page, where it will give the overview of your complete Okta. So here, if you see in the overview page, it let us know, like it give us a information about how many users we have, and how many users have been added in the last 7 days, how many groups we have, and what are the different single sign-on apps we have, what are the how many applications we have. And here in the status page, we can see if the Okta service is operational or down. And see, if you click on this one, Okta, Okta service. As I mentioned, Okta is a cloud-based tool, so it is hosted on AWS. Okta is hosted on AWS, and it will be available 99% of the time. And in very rare cases, it will not be like it. In very rare cases, it will be down. So if you see here, there are different options here. Service disruption. If there are any service disruption, it will show us. Here we can see the status of all the Okta tools. Like now currently it's everything is operational, so it's showing as operational. If it is if there are any disruption, or if there are any degradation or something is going on, it will show the status is here. And the different agents, when we add the agents or the connectors, it will show the different connectors here. And under task is the place if there are any application and assignment provisioning errors, all will be shown under the task page. If we go to task, so it will show like application accounts need deprovisioning. Let's say if you assign a user to an application, but the user was didn't get assigned to that application. So all those kind of errors you will be seeing in the task page. You will see all those inside here in the task page. So under the in dashboard task, you will see all the provisioning errors here. So you can just search for that person, and you just click on filter, and it will show you for this user what are the different provisioning errors, or why the user was unable to like why the user was didn't get assigned to the application. It shows here, maybe due to something is missing, some attributes are missing. So it will ask us to add those attributes, and able to like sync those to the applications. So those things we can do from the task page. And coming to the dashboard page again, so here we see all the organization changes or the different policies that has been created. Everything will be we can view from org changes. And here under security monitoring, Okta will by default like automatically detects any it will block any IP addresses that are malicious in nature, or if there are multiple requests from the same IP many times, then it will detect those, and it will block those suspicious IPs using the threat insight feature. This is a default feature from Okta. We don't do anything from our side. And what are the different applications that exist in Okta? It will show on the apps page. What are the different secure web authentication application? What are the different SAML application, OIDC apps? It will show in here. And then there are other tabs called rate limit monitoring, etc. So this is the just an overview of the Okta dashboard. And as I mentioned, under task, you will see all the provisioning errors here. And under agents, you will see the different agents when we add. So let's say when you add an Active Directory agent. So when you want to bring users from Active Directory to Okta, we will install an agent or a connector. So that connector is responsible for bringing all the users and groups information from Active Directory to Okta. So how that information comes, like what is the agent that we connect, the agent information will be shown in this page. And under notification, you will able to write a message that will appear on the Okta end user dashboard. So if you let's say if an application is down for or if an application is in maintenance from this time to this time. So let's say example, Dropbox app is in maintenance from 10 a.m. IST to 12 a.m. IST, 12 p.m. IST. So you can send this broadcast this message to everyone who will be using the Okta, who will log into the Okta, or you can also send this to a specific group of people as well, specific group of users or a specific group of the groups as well. So if you send it to everyone, everyone who is logging into Okta will be able to see this message. If you go to the Okta end user dashboard page, and if you go to notifications, and if you just refresh this one, so there is one notification which is sent by the admin. So here you will see the message like this, like Dropbox is in maintenance. So if you want to send any okay, so this is just a getting started page. Here it is just recommending us to add users to Okta and add applications to Okta, add another Okta domain, multi-factor authentication, everything. It's just a overview page. Now the other thing is the directory. So under directory we have the people groups, the profile editor, directory integration. So under people we have the option to create users. So whenever you create any users, so those users will be called as an Okta users. So here you have the option to create users, delete users, reset the users password. You have the option to import bulk users using a CSV file. You can activate a user, deactivate a user, expire their password, or unlock the user account if they are logged. And then you have the option to create groups and create groups and assign users to a particular specific groups. And you can also add like bulk user to a group using a CSV file. And then there is an called rules. So using rules you can automate the assigning of the users to a particular group. So if you want to dynamic assignment of users to groups, you can use a group rules. And then there are option called devices. So devices is basically when you register your Okta Verify, uh, like when you try to register this Okta tenant, so it asks us to register for Okta Verify. So when you register Okta Verify, it will show that like from which devices Okta Verify has been registered. So if you registered with your phone, so your phone information will be shown here. Under profile editor, we will be able to like create custom attributes, and we'll able to map those attributes to the applications. And here we can do the mappings and creation of the custom attributes. So by default, Okta provide us with the some base attributes, like some 34 base attributes, 34 like all login, first name, last name, middle name, email, display name, mobile, state, city. All these are the base specific attribute that is not existing here, or your organization has some attribute, or your client wants to add some attributes that is not there. So you can add a custom attribute as well from here. And then there is a directory integration as well. So here in the directory integration, we will be integrating Active Directory or LDAP. You also have the option to integrate CSV directory and also add LDAP interface. So using this, we'll be able to integrate all the directories and bring the users and groups from the directories to Okta. Then we have an option of customization. So here in the customization under brands, you can change the logo of the Okta. So on the Okta login page, you see the Okta logo. But let's say your client says, no, I don't want to see Okta logo. I want, so they want to see their own brand logo. Then you can change the logo here. You also have the option to change the domain name as well. So here you see the domain as okta.com, but the company says, no, I don't want okta.com. I want to see ayxyz.com. Then that also you can like create a custom domain as well. And you also have the option to change the email templates. So you have the option to change the color, background, and everything here. You can change the verbiage of the email templates. So under user activation, let's say you don't want this verbiage, you want to have your own like you want this color to change, or you want this verbiage to change, you can change it using the these templates. Here you have the edit option, you can change it everything. So using brands, you can do all the customizations. And under the application tab, you will be adding all the applications. So if you go to click on browse app catalog, so by default Okta supports more than 7,000 plus application out of the box. So they provide all the templates for the application. So let's say your company wants to uh, onboard Workday application or Office 365 or Salesforce.com applications for single sign-on. So using these templates, it will be very easy for your organizations, for your clients to integrate the Salesforce or other applications for single sign-on. So under the applications tab, you will be doing the application integration for single sign-on, and also enabling lifecycle management features. And here you can also add policies, like let's say if your application wants two-factor authentication, so apart from user password, they also want other factor, then that also we can assign those policies. And here let's say there are application which is not under the app catalog, then you can create a custom application as well. Here under create app integration, you will see there OIDC, OpenID Connect Protocol, SAML 2.0, secure web authentication, and API services. So using based on your application, which like the application which they support, which protocol they support, based on that we will be able to add will be able to select the protocols and add those required information for onboarding the app for single sign-on. And the next thing is the security. Under security, this is one of the important feature where you will be enabling the different authenticators. Under authenticators tab, you will be adding all the different authenticators. So currently, like we have Okta Verify, by default it has been added. Well, let's say your company says no, we also want Google Authenticator, then you can add Google Authenticator, and these are the different authenticators out of the box provided by Okta, like the on-premise MFA, IDP authenticator. Phone also you can add others like security questions. All those you can add as an authenticator. Then you have the other options called global session policies and authentication policies. Global session policies, basically it will be applicable for the complete organization. And if you set up this policy, so this policy will be like as I mentioned, applied for all the complete org wide. And here you can add any policy, add rules that let's say for my organization or for my this Okta tenant who are trying to access the this Okta tenant. So apart from password, they should also be prompted for other factor. Then you can mention in the rules. So and then there is called authentication policy. So authentication policy is specific to the application. So let's say you have an application where you would like users to be prompted for second factor, or users should not be prompted for second factor. it should do a passwordless authentication. Those things you can mention under the authentication policies. So here it is defined how a user must authenticate to gain access to an app. And then we have called identity providers. Under identity providers, you will be able to add the different uh, identity providers. Like let's say you want to you want your users, or you have some external users that you would like them to access the application using their own identity providers. So let's say you have some third party users, they have their own Gmail account, but you don't want to add them to your like you don't want to add them to your active directory. So then what you can do, you can ask them to sign up with Google or sign up with Facebook. We And based on that, sign up with Google and sign up with Facebook, they will be able to log into the application. So here it will Google will act as an identity provider, and Okta will act as a service provider. So we'll see in our during the later classes like how we can uh, enable Google as a external identity provider. And you also have the other option, like you can also do LinkedIn, PayPal, or other as well. And if you don't have any one of the out of the box presented here, then you can also use the SAML or OIDC protocols as well. And there is a feature called delegated authentication. So if you have if your user is coming from Active Directory or LDAP, let's say if your user is coming from Active Directory and you would like to use the same credentials, so the AD credentials you would like to use to access to log into the Okta, then you can enable delegated authentication. So we will see this when we integrate the Active Directory with Okta. Then the next feature is networks. So under networks, you will have like legacy zone and dynamic zone. So under the IP zone, you will be able to add all your IPs, and it you can define all the IPs where the user should be able to log in. So let's say your office, all your office IP addresses, the VPN, everything, the IP addresses you can define inside here. And you can also during your application onboarding, you can create a policy such that users should access the application from these IPs only. If they are trying to access from outside of the network zone, or outside of the these network IPs, they will not be able to access. So all those things you can define under the networks. And under dynamic zone, you can define, let's say I don't want users to access the application from this country, so that those things you can block from you can create a dynamic zone policy as well. Then you have the administrators, where you can define, as I mentioned, we can define different administrators here. So by default, we will have a super administrators. So these are different administrators like API access management administrator, application administrator, group administrator. So based on their role, they have different permissions. So different, they will not be able to see all the features. Only super administrator can, it has all the permissions, and it can perform all the admin activities for the organization. But apart from super administrator, all the administrator will have some restrictive privileges. They will be having specific privileges based on their role. So let's say if we assign someone as a report administrator, they can only view all the reports and system logs. They can't able to create a user, or they can't manage users, can't manage groups, they can't onboard any application. And the thing is APIs. So under APIs, we will able to add any authorization server. So when you go to the OpenID Connect application, we'll learn what is authorization server. And then we also have the option to create tokens as well. So if you create you'll be able to create any token, and this token will be used for authenticating to your app, to your Okta org. When we go to the APIs, we'll see how we can utilize the API tokens. And then we have the option. And then the other feature is workflows. Workflows, we have the automation, inline hook, and event hooks. So with the event hooks and inline hooks, so what the different tasks we can do, like with event hooks, so if there are any events that would like to send it to the your external web server, you can use those. And there is another thing called workflow console. So using workflow, you will able to create your own flows. And you can create your own flows here using, it's kind of an orchestration platform. uh, me- so where you can use the different cards. It provides a different cards. I say you want to define your own flow. Let's say but whenever a user have changed their first name last name, or have changed their any attributes in their Okta user profile, you would like them to send a notification, okay, that your first name and last name has been changed. So by default, out of the box, you cannot send any notification, but you can use workflows option to create that kind of flow. So here you have the option to create any kind of flow which you want. So we'll see workflows in the later. uh, then next we have the reports. So under reports, you will see all the audit logs, all the logs, like you can able to download what are the different the application access assigned to the user, what are the different policies, what are the different user account activities, like user lifecycle activity. You will able to download all the reports.